my dear viewers, welcome to this coffee cup reading. This coffee cup is for all Aries and it's for the month of July, a little bit over 2026. So my dear Aries, I'd like to welcome you to the channel. I'd like to wish you the best of the best in everything you're doing. My gratitude to all of you. My best wishes. Your coffee cup is amazing. I was just looking at it. So much is happening. So many details. One more wonderful than the other. And very deep. As you can see what your cup looks like, I will start right from the beginning. And I wanted to say, for those of you who are new to the channel, I want you to be mindful that prior to this, I meditate and I'm given a lot of information, which I give to you at the end of the reading. The strangest thing has happened after 6 years of doing the coffee cup, that I was not given any initials, not only for you, my dear Aries, but for every sign. The initials have been stopped, totally removed, and I was shocked about that. So I can't wait to hear your point of view. Why do you think this might have happened? It'll be very interesting. Everyone's perspective is different. But all of a sudden, in July, all the initials have been removed. So that's very interesting for me anyway. It was quite shocking. Moving along. Oh, yes, this will be all done at the end of the reading, so you'll get to understand what the messages are from the universe or the heavens. And now I will begin with your reading. I just forgot to put this candle on. Now it's on. Here we go. Starting with the first thing I see here. Let's have a look. Glasses on to see what on earth is that. Wow, this is... Wow. That is very different. It's like you and your shadow. It's like you and your... It's like it's a duality of a situation. And this duality is about dealing with intuition and reality. The reality and intuition. They almost always, they need to be unanimous, like both in alignment for everything to move forward. And if they're not, they are going to be. I see that there's a lot of stability coming your way, and there's something magnificent that's taking place that's changing your life. If you have been cautious with your money, let's say, saving and trying not to overspend, all of that is changing. I feel like there's a big amount of money swooping into your life and changing your life completely. You are going to feel so abundant. You're going to be in so much gratitude. It's overwhelming. I see you putting plans into motion that you never thought they were possible to put into motion, but you're doing it. Bear with me, my dear viewers, 1 second. It's a bit cold here, so... Okay. So as I was saying, something enchanting is happening, something incredible. Something like as though your dreams, something maybe even you didn't dream about, it's taking place. And it's going to make you feel spectacular. You are going to feel, like I said, overjoyed with gratitude and joy and happiness. And putting plans into motion, taking time off work, even thinking of maybe a vacation, or even wanting to build something new and putting all your thinking into something you've always wanted to do. There's a lot of enchanting, literally, I'm talking about the word enchanting, mysticism that's going to take place like magic. Things are going to be transforming, and you are going to be loving every one of them. Each and one of these transformation is ultimately giving you all that stability you want and removing the chains, the things that were restricting you or holding you back. All of them are being removed, and something all of a sudden takes place, and you're just so excited. You start overspending, you start thinking of taking a loan, maybe some windfall. Like whenever I see something like that, or even I see a handshake, so there could be a deal being accepted, you're taking time out, there's an increase in your wealth, but maybe you don't have access to it, so you want to take a loan so that you can splurge and spend and do whatever you want to do. But there is a lot of fun, there's a lot of movement, there's a lot of action. And there's time out. You're taking time off work. This is the second time I'm seeing it. And I see a wonderful key opening a door. Maybe you're moving to a new house. Some of you are breaking free, without a doubt, because I see a horse here. And I see a wild sort of horse, like really breaking free from something that was holding you, some chains that were there, so some codependency that you felt trapped, that's over. I feel like this energy that's being released with this freedom, to some degree, for some of you, could be sexual energy. For others, it's an energy that's to do with meeting a stranger and then dealing with that stranger. Like it could be a relationship for some. For others, it is a deal, like a handshake. So there is something like that happening. And then I'm seeing a business starting with someone who's fair complexion. They have fair complexion. And you'll see that you'll be achieving all your goals because of this person and because of this business. There is a business situation, and there's a key. It looks like a master key that's opening a major doorway or even a major goal that you wanted for the longest time. Something very important, that's for sure. And it is to do with a stranger also orchestrating this or being part of this, what I'm seeing. So keep going forward. Keep going forward. Don't hesitate. Things are going to be moving amazing for you. There's so much to celebrate. I see the sun shining and bringing you ideas, bringing you so much, a beautiful start, abundant life, success, and healing. But I also see the Wheel of Fortune. Oh my God, the Wheel of Fortune, fortune, luck on your side. That's why there's a cause for celebration. There's so much luck and so much success and so much fortune. Your destiny is changing. In fact, destiny is taken over to the point where you will have very little control over what's coming. It's taking you to a place where you never imagined that you could be. You never thought it was possible that you could do this by yourself. Maybe because it's happening by yourself, you're actually taking a big step, a big leap of faith. But you know what's amazing? I see the gates of success opening for you. I see an amazing, a beautiful phoenix here that looks like it's rising and moving out of the darkness and into the light. I see you walking with so much light and power. I see also you've got to be so careful. Don't let pride stand in your way because you're going to be so wealthy. I see possible of a windfall because I see a lot of money coming for all that you have done, and you seem to have done a lot. You seem to have helped a lot of people. You seem to have sacrificed. And all of this, it's giving you major rises, wealth, money, abundance, and worry-free money. Money that you don't have to worry about. It's all for recognition. If it's not from something you've done at work, it's something from the heavens or the universe, giving you the gift of reward, prosperity, and extreme luck. Luck is all over the place. There is something you are thinking of doing, but they're saying it's not the right time now. Just give it a little bit of time. Something to do maybe with I'm trying to see what this is here. It's to do with someone that you really can't count on this person. And maybe deep inside you know it, but you toss that aside because maybe you like them, you like their energy, but it's someone you can't count on. You can't rely on this person. So now is not the time to do it. Now is not the time at all. There is going to be a sudden change that's going to change your life. You're moving on with a lot of prosperity and without the need to do anything if you were thinking of, putting something together. Because I'm seeing a major change in your relationship. There's a relationship change. And to some degree, my dear Aries, you've got to defend yourself. There is a need for defending yourself when this change happens. You may be feeling indecisive because you can't focus. Maybe you are a little bit shocked, but you've got to surrender. You've got to let go. You've got to redirect your energy elsewhere. There's something that is it's been trying to show you for the longest time that this is someone that you can't rely on. This is someone that I think it is to do with this relationship change. So much change is happening. And it's all happening so that you can heal from it because there's a lot of turmoil and you need to defend yourself. You want to do your own thing. You are better in doing your own thing. If it was a business that's falling apart, relationship change can also be about a business. So you've just got to be aware that you will do better relying on yourself rather than on this person. It's someone that you can't rely on. And that's why they're saying redirect your energy elsewhere and to something else. You will achieve a lot. You will work well. You will achieve everything you've wanted, you're getting. Whatever you wanted. If you wanted your own business, you wanted to be an entrepreneur, you wanted to reach a certain goal, it's all happening. And finally, you reach to a stage where you will be realizing it's time for you now, for your call. There's a calling for you, and you've always felt it, but now it's happening. You're answering the call. There's something that you have to do. And you need to know, no matter what happens, you are going to be taken care of in difficult times. You are not alone. There are solid foundations and success for all the effort that you have put. You are going to be supported. In fact, there is some idea that's going to bring you a new avenue of income, a new inspiration. Maybe it is that entrepreneurship that I was talking about. It is creative work, maybe a new job. It needs a little bit of patience, but you are going to do it. You are going to achieve it. I do feel like you're going to heal from something, maybe from the need to do something with someone. You will surpass that and reach to a level where you know you are strong enough alone and you can do it better alone. I do see deep affection and a lot of caring between you and someone. In fact, it might be between you and someone who's like a healer. Maybe they're a doctor or a nurse or a healer, or maybe a spiritual healer. But there is a karmic ending also. There's a chapter of your life that's ending. And maybe they're showing this angel, a mystic healer, someone that is going to give you healing. You can open up with this person. You can be yourself with this person. There's a lot of healing. There's a healing energy that flows within them. Even if they're not close to you, maybe even if they're at a distance, but you feel that. And you might need them when this chapter closes in your life, this karmic chapter. This was something that you had to come and experience and go through. Okay. Right. There's pleasure with friends around you, but there is also a situation where balance is required and careful handling of a situation. Very careful handling is needed. This is a time for security, for strength and stability. If you haven't been feeling all of those things, now it's time. It's changing. Maybe because of the change and the transformations, this is happening. There is a new beginning. A great new beginning that brings you a new person. A new person is entering your life. Someone entirely new. The transformations are going to be at a time where you will know your calling, that this is the time. You'll feel it, you'll know it, you'll remember it. You'll say, oh, this is what I have been feeling all those years, that I had a special calling. And then you're realizing it. It is at that time that you're realizing your calling, this stranger enters your life. This someone that will fundamentally change your life with you. Together, you're changing your life and you're starting something wonderful and new. But before doing that, the renewal and the surrendering of whatever was the past, there's an awakening. And maybe you're awakening together. Maybe this person is going through exactly what you're going through, and you are sort of connecting on that level because you're both in that kind of boat. So you can relate to each other. There's so much that you have in common. So much happiness is going to be derived from this union. So much happiness is coming from this connection. Wow, I love that for you. Now, I do see here the symbol of Uranus, which is the planet that rules Aquarius. This tells me that one of your oldest, and it's got the star next to it, so it tells me one of your oldest wishes is going to be established within January, February, the Aquarius time. So something to do with a wish that you've had for the longest time, you dreamed of, you're finally going to have it. And it's happening between January and February. Remember that, 2027. And it is going to make you feel incredible. You're finally going to let go of controlling issues. You're finally going to be starting this new lease of life, wanting to take care of yourself, wanting to take care of those that you love. Everything that was working against you disappears. You start feeling a sense of power, a sense of strength and fortitude. You're so empowered. That's what I see. The connection that comes in your life, you are going to give it a chance. You are going to give it your best. Through this person, you're going to learn life's purpose. You're going to find out a lot about spiritual awakening. You will surpass money and the need for money. There won't be any more thoughts about money because you're manifesting money, and a lot of money is coming and your luck is changing. And we talked about the fortune that's coming, but all now I see is spiritual healing, spiritual awakening, spiritual wealth, wanting to take the divine path, wanting to help others, wanting to support each other, you and someone, wanting to take action, manifesting happiness, manifesting joy in your life. At this point in time, I'm also seeing something managerial, like a management position, a higher ranking position, something that you are doing, but you're transforming things, that's for sure. This change that's coming, it's going to change even the way you think. Like, for example, let's say all your life you wanted to do a corporate job. Something is changing in you where you want to take it easy. You want to do something like open a cafe on the beach, something which is not something you would ever consider doing. I see a major transformation where you want to lay down, do something simple, and do something meaningful. Maybe it's more than that. Maybe opening a center for meditation, for counseling. There could be something like that. I just feel like the transformation is magic, and it is going to be very powerful. And the person that you're meeting, I also see that you're meeting this person that they are very, very active. They're very sensual. They're very, what's the word? They're very strong. Let's put it that way. If you have been feeling restless and having a cough or having something that feels not so good, you are going to get some good news. Somebody's going to tell you something. And that person could be a cardinal sign, possibly. I don't know why I got that here. They could be. They will tell you some good news. Some news is coming. It could be connected also to someone that is either Sagittarius or Capricorn. Something's happening in December. Maybe the news is coming around December this year. But I do see, again, a sincere wish of yours is going to be granted. Before I saw an old wish, now I'm seeing a sincere wish, something you really like. You've made such pacts maybe with your prayers and your manifestations and with the heavens or with the universe that you've asked for so much. You've done so hard to get this. You're getting it. You're literally getting it. So it's a yes. You are. Go ahead, take inspired action. Do whatever you want to do. It's okay now. There's going to be a beginning that's going to ignite, and it's going to bring you everything you want, and it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop. It's just going to be spectacular. Something so original. Something to do with leadership. Something that ignites a situation. Maybe you're going to be an entrepreneur where you ignite a connection between two companies or two people, like something like that. It's igniting, starting something. Oh, it could be connected to the fire in you or somebody that's got fire energy like you. That person that might be coming could be someone that could be of fire energy like you, possibly. There is someone that's not contacting you, and you're wondering deep inside of your heart, like, how come they're not contacting me, or how come they're not talking as much as they used to? Maybe you're missing this person, but I feel like this person to be quite honest with you, they have a very complicated life. There's maybe they don't show it because they're always smiling and hiding the truth, but there is a complication that they're dealing with, one that's very internal and one that's very painful. They're not talking to you not because they don't want to, but because they're not in the right state of mind. But one thing I promise you, as soon as this person is free from this complication, they will contact you. You'll be the first one that they will contact. There is a situation to do with health. Let me tell you about this situation. This health matter is something that you might be clinging on and doing too much. You need to let go of some things. You need to allow the energy to flow. But there could be also something that is to do with the fire in you. My dear Aries, if you are a fire energy that might have double fire, you might be dehydrating and not knowing it. I feel like there's something that is hidden that even maybe the doctors are not able to understand. They might call a different name. They might call it, I don't know, different things. If you see that you are having a cough that's persistent, even though it might be like just like that, and it's persistent, and it goes, and then it comes back after a few months, and it keeps going and coming. Whenever that happens to you, this is something nobody would ever tell you. This is ancient wisdom. When you are a double or triple fire, say, for example, the year you're born. Let's say you are born, let's see an example. Let's say you're born in 1996, the year of the rat. That's a fire rat. And the fire rat, and if you're an Aries, that's another fire energy. When there is too much fire, so what happens? A lot of dehydration happens. You'll find yourself that you're never ever feeling cold. When everybody's freezing and they're cold, you don't feel it because you have excessive fire within you. That same fire that gives you that warmth depletes your water. So what happens? You need to drink small sips of water, like 1 or 2, every 10 to 15 minutes, day and night, ongoing, to put out that spark, that ignition that I was seeing before. Now I'm seeing it affecting your health. So for those of you who have double fire in any way, and you do have that cough that I'm talking about, that cough can be eliminated by you drinking 1 or 2 sips of water every 10-15 minutes, morning and night, round and round without stopping. That is the only way that you can survive any kind of dehydration. That's very important. I had to put that out there because I just saw the health. I saw that something happening too much, and I saw the fire, and then I got the vision. I got the vision to tell you this. Okay, so I'm glad I did. That's your health factor. Now, things are going to synchronizing. There's so much synchronicity happening here. It's overwhelming. There's a beautiful love partnership happening. It could be connected to that. Someone who's very, very, they have great power of management, leadership. They've got qualities that will inspire you. Someone that is worldly, like they've traveled, they know so much. There's so many qualities in them that you will adore. This person is going to be very special. And sometimes I feel it's showing to me like as though when you meet this person, you're going to find out your calling in life. Maybe because of your calling in life, you're going to join somewhere or do something, and then you meet the same person who's got the same calling, who's got the same connection as you. Because I do see a lot of action taking place in your life. And through this person, you see a lot of clarity. And I feel like it's a new chapter that's going to be so inspiring. It's going to be spectacular. My dear Aries, I feel like this person might be earth or water energy. Earth or water. Okay, let's have a look. As for the earth energy, I'm seeing Virgo. I'm seeing Virgo, Gemini, so they might have air in them. Virgo, Gemini here, strong. I also see Taurus, Libra, so not just Taurus, Taurus, Libra, which is, again, earth and air. And then there is Capricorn. But the majority of you are going to be dealing with Taurus, Libra, and Virgo, Gemini. The thing is, the Taurus, Libra is more, because as I'm looking at the air energy, what I'm seeing is there is Libra, Taurus, 3 times Libra, Taurus in the earth. That makes it 6 Libra, Taurus. So Taurus, which is earth energy, with air, Libra in them. Very strong. Then I'm seeing 5 Virgo, Gemini. There's 2 in the Gemini section, Gemini, Virgo. And then there is Virgo, Gemini in the earth, 5. That makes it 5 altogether. But for the majority, you'll be leading with Taurus, Libra. Secondary, it's going to be Virgo, Gemini. And then in the air energy, then you've got Aquarius. And there's a lot of Aquarius. There's about 5 Aquarius. So Aquarius is very high too. Many of you are going to be dealing with Aquarius. So Aquarius, they do get attracted to you. You do get attracted to them because they're very intelligent, they're very deep, they're very open-minded, they're very logical, and you love that. So there is Aquarius. Maybe they'll come in your life with someone of fire energy like yourself, like Sagittarius or Aries or Leo, but they could also come in your life as Earth, like Capricorn. They could be an Aquarius Capricorn, or even a Taurus Libra within them. It is possible. Now, as for fire energy, I see fire energy here very strong, being Leo and Aries, both very high. For the majority of you in the fire energy, you'll be dealing with Aries or Leo. Second on the ladder is Sagittarius. As for the water energy, I see Pisces, but I see Cancers more. I see 4 Cancer here, so a lot of Cancer. For the majority, it's going to be Cancer. Then secondary comes Pisces and Scorpio on the same level. Okay, so that explains that. And now I'm just going to look at the Chinese. Wow, there's so many of them. Wow, let's have a look. So the majority are going to be dealing with, let's see which are the highest numbers. So we got the 1, 2, 3, 4 pigs. We got the horses. We got the monkey, the goat, and the rat. Okay, so for the majority, you've got Chinese year of the pig, Chinese year of the horse, Chinese year of the monkey, Chinese year of the goat, and Chinese year of the rat. All of you are going to be dealing, the majority of you, with these signs. Then comes on the second of the ladder is the tiger, is the buffalo, ox, buffalo, and it's the rabbit cat. Okay, now that we established this, we're going to go into delivering to you this section here. I'm just going to have a glass of water. No, sorry, not a glass, but a sip of water. And I'm on my way. All right, here we go. I don't like to stop it. There's no need. It takes a few seconds. Now, my dear Aries, let's see, what has it got here? It says great change is coming. Oh my God, it was all over your cup. Great change is coming. Luck, luck, luck. Oh my God, look at the luck. I saw so much fortune and so much luck here. Luck is all over the place for you. When it's doubled and tripled, it's like 11, 11, double 2, double 2, double 3, double 3. It's all of that. Double 5, double 5. Oh my God. Oh my God. Big win and big gain. This is from meditation. This isn't from me. This was from the coffee cup. This is from meditation. Nothing from me. I am the deliverer, and I love delivering great news. I hate delivering anything negative. Great change, luck, luck, big win, big gain. Wow. So that's what's happening, my dear Aries. Something magical is taking place in your life. You will be feeling great. There's a great feeling. Ending a trauma. There's going to be an end to a trauma. Isn't that great? Ending a trauma. Necessity, constraint, and pain. Distress and deliverance. So there may be a necessity of constraint to hold yourself, even though it may be painful, so that it won't be more stressful or more problems. To avoid more problems, there will be deliverance. You will be supported. You're not alone. Being in pain, in sadness, and cannot fix something, believe me, you've been through that for so long. Now it's time for rewards. So all the pain, all the distress, all that necessary constraint was there for a reason. Now you're going to be reaping the rewards. Somebody's hands were tied by duty. Maybe it was you. Now you're being free. So I saw freedom. Trapped in a hard life and not able to do anything. That is over. Something about a tunnel, something about a clock, and something about joking. Tunnel is about not seeing something. The clock is timing. It was all about timing, that you didn't see that this pain or constraint or distress is going to be over. And for it, because you persevered with it, you are going to be rewarded big time. You were trapped in a very hard life and your hands were tied by duty. By duty. So you were doing a duty. And it's time for you to joke and laugh and be rewarded big time. And that's why it started. The heavens are starting it with great change, luck, big win, big gain. Luck, that is massive. And I saw it all over your cup. So it's repeated. And whenever it's repeated, you know it's going to happen. It's happening for you. It might not, for some of you, especially when I talked about 1996, it might not happen this year, but next year, without a doubt, because of the year you're born. 1996 doesn't go well with 2026, so it's a karmic year. That means you'll be still going through this, but come next year, everything will be spectacular. Now, of course, it's different for those of you who are born, say, for example, in 1980. The year of the monkey. The Aries born in the year of the monkey, they're going to be thriving this year. Why? Because they can take from this year. They can grab what they want. So it's going to be a spectacular year. It depends when you're born. And of course, you know, I translate it to the Chinese year so that you can understand it. This is ancient wisdom. It hasn't been written anywhere. It's connected to numbers and mathematical matters that I convert so that you can understand and turn it into Chinese, okay? Because you have heard about Chinese, but you haven't heard this other method. Now, that's the end of that. Now, the other thing is, I've got to tell you, is I was given only one number, and it is number 10. Number 10 is really magnificent. Why? It shows a karmic ending to a chapter. And I saw that here. It's talking about it here. Rewards as you leave a very painful, constrained life. A karmic chapter is over. You're starting fresh, like the phoenix that I saw in your reading. You're rising above everything, and you are going to be rewarded big time. I love this for you, my dear Aries. Really love this for you. By the way, October is going to mark a very special time also. Remember that. And someone's going to make a big difference in your life who may be, listen to this, this is going to be massive. They could be a Libra Taurus, because we had a lot of Libra Taurus. We had 6 Libra Taurus and 5 Virgo Gemini. But October is connected to Libra. It's connected to Scorpio. The reason I'm talking about Libra is because Libra Taurus, very intriguing. And October, okay? So it could be the October season, the timing. So something massive is ending and preparing you for plenty that's coming in a new beginning. And that is the end of your reading. I hope you enjoyed it, my dear Aries. Do give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you think, feedback. And for those of you who do want private and personal reading all about yourself, you can contact me now for readings. I've opened the window for some time, for a few months. Some special chosen ones are going to be needing help, I've been told, and by meditation I was told to do this. So especially if you have 2 questions that you want answering, I usually do 2 questions, or you can have more if you want, but 2 is the standard, where I do a reading revolving your 2 questions and get you as much answers and details. 99.9%. I can't say 100, but we have not allowed to say 100. So 99%, 99.9% of the truth of your answers. So now's the time to take advantage of it. All right, my dear viewers, I wish you abundance of blessings in everything you do. Namaste.